Okay. Is anyone around? I'm gonna wait a little bit, um, before I actually start talking here. Um, because we have, I don't want to say a long day ahead of us. This is actually probably going to be a relatively short stream, but there are some points I want to get across. So I'm gonna wait until people show up before I begin this stream. So, one sec. Alright, hey guys, I'm back. Yeah, I was waiting for a bit of an audience, and also I decided while I was waiting for you guys that I'd step out for a bit and deal with some stuff I needed to take care of. While I was waiting for this place to fill up, so I wouldn't have to do my monologue twice, or I guess in this case it'd be monologuing. But anyway, yeah, it's good to see some of you guys here. I see that there is Seth, Hom3 Watcher, well, mostly just you two who are talking, so it's good to see you guys. I hope you guys have been well since the last time I saw you. Some perhaps more recently than others. But yeah, there's a couple things I want to kind of get through today that I wanted to talk about. So I'm going to get right to it as soon as I read through what you guys are saying. And yeah, thank you guys for being patient enough to wait for me while I was AFK for a bit. So, first things first, Seth was saying, well, if it isn't the man, the myth, the legend. And you speaking about yourself? I don't know, man. You seem like a pretty big legend to me. And then Hom was saying, oh, I saw you were streaming first and I got all excited that you were going to play the new ladder, then I read the title. Yes, that's right. And I'm going to talk more about that in a second. It's funny because you were half right. Half right in the sense that I think last time we talked, you kind of guessed that I would be I would be streaming the D2R ladder reset. You're wrong. I'm not going to be streaming it. As I wrote in the title. However, I would, well, I'm going to be taking part in it. And again, I'll talk more about that in a second. Okay, said he'd be right back. Yeah, long time no see. I blame D2D2. Sad to see the terror zones in real action, though. I expect D2D2 hates the idea of them. So again, that's something I want to discuss later. It's kind of interesting you brought that up because honestly, I actually don't really hate them. I don't, and I'll explain why later. To see them, it's still weird to see them changing the game so much. I don't think I'll like it either. I don't play D2R, so I just appreciate the idea of additional late game content, plus removing the grind of 99 taking weeks and weeks. It's definitely fair. Late game can be boring AF, especially if you're single player. Assume if there's a good reception to these, they might expand late game content in future patches. Yeah, fair enough. I think they're ever going to add more acts like when they added LOD. I mean, I don't think so. I feel like that's just like a completely new... That would be like, they have to make essentially a new expansion. Anyway, yeah, they would have to make like a new expansion to add more shit to the game. But what they've done up until this point isn't really adding new content. They're taking content that already exists within the game and rehashing it. Sunder Charms are new content, true, but things like terror zones and what was the other thing they changed? Oh yeah, like reworking all these builds. They're taking existing elements within the game and they're really just reworking certain numbers or how they work. And even Sunder Charms themselves, they're just a new unique item where they add like a special effect on them. I don't know how hard that is to code. I'm gonna go on a limb and guess that probably tougher than expected based on what their developer on the developer blog said. But anyway, playing but not streaming, yes, and I'm going to discuss that in a second. Yeah, I'm going to be all serious today, except when it comes to Seth, because he's goated. Seth was saying you're too kind. I'm not. I'm really not. I'm just saying giving credit where it's due, or was it due credit, whatever. So yeah. So first things first. Just going to. Okay. Just gonna kick this off. So I'm gonna. Thankfully, I've never been so thankful that I actually have multiple characters to play. Well, I say multiple, but I actually have a second character to play. I was like thinking about it when I booted up today's stream. I was like, do I want to play Slash or do I want to play D2R? And I decided I'd play D2R. Why? Because, well, the ladder reset obviously is tomorrow, so I figured it only really makes sense for me to stream D2R in light of the fact that D2R is going to be doing its reset tomorrow. Slash reset is going to be a month from now. That one I'm definitely going to be taking part in, and I'm certainly going to be streaming it. I already agreed to this with Seth. So yeah. But today's stream, you know, thankfully, I have this character. If you guys recall, just very briefly, I mean, I want to have some gameplay in the background while I talk about these things to you guys, or with you guys. This is my FOHer, if you guys recall. This is the character that I was running alongside the Spy. We did a nice, fun, cool little race. And, you know, I tried to make this guy a pretty good chunk of defense. He almost hit 20,000, and the Spy himself hit like 26k or like 30k or some shit. I don't remember, but all in all, this is a really fun character to play. Ironically enough, because I'm the guy who's like always, who would usually be talking shit about all the changes they made to the game, but honestly, for what D2R is, yeah, this is actually kind of a fun, silly character that I had fun playing or trying out. With the changes, so yeah, that's what I'm going to be using for today's gameplay. Now, all that preliminary talk out of the way, let's get to the serious shit. So, you guys are probably wondering two big things, and I want to address these two things, okay? The first thing that I'm going to address, well, the first thing that I should address is, well, I guess three things, technically. First of all, where have I been? I think that's the first thing. Second thing is which you guys don't care about, but still, I'm going to go over it anyway. So, where have I been? That's the first thing. The second thing is, obviously, am I taking part in the D2R ladder, which I'm, you know, just going to be flat out honest about it, so you guys don't have to wait 20 minutes. The answer to that is no, and I'll explain why later. And the third thing is what I think about the changes. So I'm going to leave that for last, because that's the one that'll take the most amount of time. You might actually, this might come as a bit of a surprise to some of you guys, but frankly, yeah, like, I don't really, like, hate the changes, right? So, well, let's go over this one by one. Where have I been? Tinder, obviously. Plain and simple. I have been, for the past month, because I think the last time I streamed was just before September started, right? Yeah, I've been pretty tied up for the past couple weeks. Again, I don't like to go into the details of my personal life, so I'm not going to really, like, go too deep into it, but, yeah, like, I wanted to get a stream in, like, a lot sooner, but ironically, or coincidentally enough, the first day that I was actually able to stream turned out to be today, which is the eve of the reset. Yeah, I wasn't even able to stream yesterday or anything like that. I was indeed busy. Well, actually, no, I could have actually streamed yesterday, but I was honestly, I was resting. I was fucking asleep. Like, I fucking slept like 10 hours yesterday. Like, it was fucking amazing. More than that even, I think. Anyway. So yeah, like, things are going okay now. I've just been, you know, as always, really busy lately, and today, again, is like the first day I was able to stream. Otherwise, I would have streamed a lot sooner. So I wanted to say that too. So sorry about that, guys. I know y'all have been looking forward to my streams, but unfortunately, that hasn't been a thing. Now, next up is going to be the D2R ladder reset. Okay, so yes, that is taking place. I'm fully aware. I've been fully aware of it for a while, and I've been kind of eyeballing it, and for the longest time I hadn't really decided what my plan was, especially because I didn't know kind of what my October was going to look like. But now that I'm in October, I have a much better idea as to what it is that I want to, or well, what I'm going to do for this month, or at least I kind of have my, like, schedule more written in stone, I guess. So yeah, bottom line is I've decided that I wanted to play this. Okay, actually, no, even before that. To tell you guys the truth, honestly, I've been very on and off about it. On and off in the sense that, you know, when the first ever D2R ladder hit, I was like, okay, I obviously have to take part in this. This is an experience that I never got a chance to do when I first played the, original D2. And I also wanted to showcase that, yeah, like if I go, show my bar build in action and, go farm like high runes and shit, that, yeah, I could out currency a lot of the sorks. And, I kind of showed that, right? Like I fucking had, Joss Sir, I think, and I had Enigma, like, or the Wealth for Enigma by like day 4, day 5, and I had the Enigma itself by day 7. And shit like that. Like, yeah, I've already done that for myself, and that was really the main thing I wanted to do when I, first got D2R, obviously aside from trying it for the nostalgia. I won't even say nostalgia, I played D2 like all the time now, well, even before D2R was announced. But anyway, so let's see, what was I gonna say here? So the thing is, I don't really have anything in this game that I want to do. And when I say this game, I'm talking about D2R specifically. And you might think, oh, well, what about all these builds? Again, I'm going to talk about that in a bit too. But, yeah, like, I had a goal coming into the first ladder season, and I wanted to have an experience which I kind of missed out on in the past, right? But now, right now, the situation is different as compared to their ladder reset from, I think, was it end of April? Yeah, it's different now. I've already had my ladder reset, and I did essentially everything I wanted to do, like get my barb, join the grind with everybody else, kind of see what it's like, just to be part of a ladder. And now that they've announced the second ladder reset, like, I have to think to myself, okay, well, what is it I'm going to be doing on this ladder, right? And that's kind of what I was like struggling with for the longest time. That's why I was very like on and off about it. It's like, okay, I could do, like, there's things I could do, right? I can always come up with something. That's not the problem. The problem is, do I want do those things? Like, do I want to, for example, build a poison necro in D2R? Do I want to, I don't know, abuse the cold sork in D2R? You know what I mean? Like, there's plenty of things I could do if I really wanted to, but I guess for me, point is, I decided that it really wasn't something I wanted to. Well, I was streaming the ladder reset, cutting right to the core of it. Hey, J-Car, it's good to see you. Funny that you should ask. I, of course, had written in the title, so I'm assuming that you're asking that just for shits and giggles. But yeah, like I was just telling everybody else, no, I am not streaming the D2R ladder reset. The main reason being that I did everything I was interested in doing in the first ladder, and this season, just yanking your chain, good luck. Hey man, thank you, I appreciate that. Anyway, for the rest of you guys though, this ladder, there isn't really anything that I would want to do. You consider streaming for a couple, no, I'm not going to. No, it's not, no. No. It's a good try and bargain, but no, this is, I'm afraid this is non-negotiable this time around. Sorry about that, home. Yeah, how do I put this? Yeah, I thought about it for a while. I just decided that for this upcoming ladder reset, there's not really anything in particular that I want to do that I want to showcase, well, that I want to do or showcase. So I've decided that this time around, I just want to take a chill. I just want to like play at my own pace and not have to deal with, well, yeah, basically just play at my own pace. Like, last time around, like, I'm always like chatting with you guys, and I do this literally every season. I don't think there's ever been like a Slash season or D2R season where I get to just kind of like kick back and not stream and just, do my own thing. But yeah, this is it. This is my season where I'm kind of like, yeah, I want to just do my own thing. And I mean, honestly, in the first place, I had told you guys many times that, yeah, I mean, I'm probably not even going to take part in the second ladder reset. Yeah, strictly because I wasn't interested, right? But you could record the reset and make a video instead of streaming it. No. You can get relaxed and we get to watch. No. I want to have my own time to myself. Like, simple as that. Maybe stream the farming parts, J. Corey says. No. I'm sorry, I don't usually, I hate using that word, but no. Like, yeah, let me have my fucking peace to actually do my own farming for a change. No, seriously though. Like, in the first place, I wasn't even planning to take part on this reset. Like, you guys gotta understand that. It's just because, well, time to buy D2R. Oh, gee, you're really, Seth, come on, you're really gonna tempt me with this. Look, guys, in the first place, I told you all that D2R, I play D2R, well, I played D2R first ladder reset because of the ladder reset aspect. I didn't really play it for D2R. If I really wanted to play D2, right, I wouldn't be playing D2R for D2. I'd be playing Slash for D2. I've said that multiple times, and that's still true today. It's just that, you know, there's some things that I want to do in D2R, and I don't, you know, I want to do that my own way, and I don't really want to do that on stream. So that's kind of like my decision. It's, yeah, I hate to say it, but that's just how it is. I'm watching one way or another. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Seth. I know. It sucks saying no to you, especially. To Hom, okay, honestly, yeah, I can live with that. But you, it kind of sucks, I admit. So the only way to find out how you're doing during the ladder is to buy D2R, find you as a game on BNet, enter in your game, and try to look at what you're doing. Challenge accepted. I mean, good luck with that. Like, you'd have to add me. I'd have to accept, and you'd have to make sure that, for example, you have the right account. What if I'm playing on a different account, for example, cough cough, then it might not be possible to find me at all, unless you knew exactly who I was, and or rather that I volunteered that knowledge to you guys, right? It's all good, I get to watch. Yes, yes, I definitely intend to still hold our end of the bargain on that. I give you my word that next season, you and I are going to commit to this thing where, you know, where we get to do the reset together. And even if no one else shows up, I know that I'm going to have a really cool and fun and awesome time. Just you and me. Okay, Seth? At the very least, I can give you that. And I'm genuinely really hyped for this, this thing that you and I are going to be trying to do. But, yeah. Yeah, but J. Corey, this is your first time on this channel, I believe, right? I don't know if you're still around. You seem like a pretty chill dude, so I mean, it would be nice to get a chance to know you. Yeah, so I'm D2D2. I mean, I've been playing D2 like pretty regularly, I would say. Not like 24/7 kind of regularly, but I mean like, you know, most people, they'll like play D2 and then they'll like take a break away from it, then they'll come back to it, and then they'll take a break from it, and so on. Even before D2R was announced, I was playing on the private server slash Diablo, which is very close to, like vanilla D2 for the last, how long was it? For the last like 6 years? Yeah, when did I start playing on that private server? I think it was 2016 or 2017. Anyway, either way though, whatever, I don't want to fill this in. It's all good. I got, yeah, set up month. Now you stabbed us in the heart. Yeah, well, nah, sucks to be you. Give us some deets. You going? Okay, so the answer to that, Hom, is no. Fuck no. I'm not doing that again. Now, I left it very ambiguous last time as to what I wanted to do for this ladder. I mean, I'm still not going to give you guys closure on that. Full spoiler alert right there, but yeah, last time what I said was, okay, I got a chance, I got my Enigma within 4 days, basically. Maybe if I do another ladder, I'll, like, go on my own. I'll do solo this, solo that. No. I will tell you this. I definitely don't intend to do any barb farming, barb key farming. You know what? I can at least tell you that much. Yeah. Okay. Fine. Sure. Because you're so adamant on fishing, and I admire your perseverance in this case. I'm gonna play support paladin. I'm just straight up gonna fucking throw on some Might Aura and just go dick around through the game. Yeah, simple as that. And yeah, I'll just play however long I feel like, and I'll play at whatever speed I feel like. Or well, tempo I feel like, I guess. Yeah, your old favorite. Yeah, I mean, some people are like, well, obviously, if you're playing Might, like, who the fuck does that? Like, oh, just max out Might Aura, right? But yeah, I feel like maxing out Might Aura. I mean, until I get to level 30, then I'll maybe switch over to Fanat or Conviction or some supporting auras and just have fun with a character like that. So that's what I plan to do. And again, it's nothing to do with being ashamed that this is like the character build I'm using. Like, I give a fuck less about that. It's just that, yeah, I just don't really feel like shooting for you guys. Like I said, I want to go at my own pace. If I feel like playing 2 hours, 5 hours, if I want to take a break here or there, I'm gonna do that. Plain and simple, no pressure. It's not gonna be like my usual resets where you guys know that I'm going for like hours and hours and hours non-stop with no breaks, right? Like no, I don't feel like doing that. Like, I'm sorry, but I'm not sorry, really. Like, I've done that for many seasons, for many years. Yeah, you loved doing that as a kid. Well, I mean, I get a chance to revisit what your childhood was like. Uh, yeah. Oh, I think Jay Corey probably had already left. That's too bad. Um, seemed like a pretty chill dude, but I guess he hopped off. But anyway, yeah. Well, I'm glad that you guys can respect that. I mean, either way, doesn't change much, but even if you guys didn't. But yeah, I know. It's tough for me to say this. It's actually very difficult for me to say no, especially because you and Seth are not the first people to ask me about this, whether or not I'm going to be streaming or my plan for the reset, blah blah blah. Actually, the first person to message me about this was Good Grief. Good Grief messaged me on Discord and was basically like, "Are you going to be taking part in this ladder reset? And if so, are we going to get like the old squad going?" And I didn't see this message until much later because I hadn't checked Discord in some time. But what he told me, or what I had to tell him, I mean, very, very begrudgingly, but still, this is the decision that I made and I'm going to commit to for once in my life, is that no, I am not actually. And it sucks too because the way he worded it was, how did it go? He was like, yeah, I am not, or no. He said that he had like pizza already like in his freezer, and he also had his like big screen TV set up for my stream, and I'm just like, shit like that is why I still do this 6 years after I started this channel, like, and knowing that there are people out there who are looking forward to my streams every reset or like just whenever I do stream, I get my thing going. Like, I like doing it, but still think home stream for 30 minutes a weekend or something for an update would be cool, but it's all good. Yeah, let me think here. Do I feel like doing that? Nah, not this time around. If you want an update, I can like, if you ask about it, I can tell you the progress on that. Maybe. I'm not going to promise anything on that, but as far as streaming is concerned, yeah, I'm not. I don't really know if that's something I'd want to do. Like, I'm full on committed to just like, no, I'm not going to freaking put out content for a change and just, enjoy the game and do, like I said, what I feel like without having to like bitch for 20 minutes about some stupid thing or some other stupid thing, you know what I mean? And it's not strictly just because of you guys that I don't want to stream, or the whole like, oh, I gotta stream for 30 hours or 20 hours kind of pressure, but no, straight up, like, there's a few things, but definitely one of them is just, yeah, I just don't want to stream. I guess I don't know how better to put it than that. Like, I just feel like fucking playing the game for a change. So, Um, cool, great. You got that out of the way, right? I think that covers everything for my plans for reset. Basically, bottom line is I already did what I wanted to. If like on the last reset, if I want to play a D2 ladder reset, I'm kind of waiting for the slash reset because I enjoy those like a lot more, really. And this also leads me to my other thing about the game, and this is kind of like one of the reasons why I am uninterested in this game too. Yeah, any thought? Yes, I'm just about to get to that. Actually, Hom, you're basically beating me to the punchline for all the topics already. Seth was saying we are the reason you want to stream. Maybe Hom and I are rad af. I mean, yeah, right. I mean, honestly, it's like it's not just you guys. Like, obviously, there's plenty of other people who I enjoy streaming for too, right? Like, what's the names? Good Grief is another one. Farallon, LeBron, obviously, is freaking awesome. I'm trying to think of some other names, like Marahum. Like there's just so many people that I've met on this channel that I'm just like, yeah, I don't care that I'm not rocking like hundreds of viewers or thousands of viewers a stream or anything like that. I get a chance to hang with a small, chill group of people, and I enjoy that, and that's perfectly chill with me. Like fucking whatever, right? Yeah, I mean, you guys are great, but yeah, it's like it's not just you guys, it's like everybody that I've encountered over the years of having this channel who still, even to this day, despite the fact that I stream once every fucking lifetime, actually miraculously show up to this channel. But anyway, alright, cool. So, this these are my thoughts on Sunring Charms and TZs. First of all, the thing you gotta understand about how I look at the game. Okay, I'm gonna say this straight up. I'm okay with them. Actually, no. It's a little no, not quite. It's not that I'm okay with them. It's that I don't give a shit. I actually don't care. I realized this recently. Okay, I thought about it with myself. I don't care anymore. I don't give a shit. As far as I am concerned, like me personally, I feel like D2R is a different game from D2. That is how I see it, okay? As soon as I look at it like that, and seriously, like it really is, like they've changed so much in my eyes compared to what it was in the original game. Whereas in the original game, you have all these builds like the way they were. Now they've reworked the builds. Okay, that's a starting point. And then they've decided, okay, let's take it one step further and let's add like TZs and now Sunder Charms. And I'm just like, you're looking for is agnostic? I thought that's something that only really applies to religion. But yeah, no, in this case, I'm not agnostic. I think I'm apathetic is more the correct term here. So the thing is, I treat the point I'm trying to make here is that I treat D2R as its own game. Yeah, okay. I'm glad we're on the same page. Yeah, definitely apathetic. Like, look, D2R, I treat it as a separate game because of how much they've changed, like some people are going to be like, oh, they didn't really change that much. But no, seriously, like, if you're adding, like, a charm that allows you to, like, use your fire-based builds anywhere you want to go, I think that's a pretty big change. Like, yeah, I don't know how else to put it. And even before this, like, even them changing kind of how strong some of the builds are, how weak they were, etc., that already for me was like were pretty big sets of changes, right? Like, some people didn't really see them as like, oh, too far off from vanilla, like, cool, fine. But even for me, it was already like approaching PD2 territory with 2.4. That's kind of how much of a purist I am. So when they actually go and now add all these new changes to like TZ and Sunder Charms and whatever the fuck, the truth is, guys, I don't care. I don't fucking care. I don't give a shit. it is their game. They can do with this game whatever they want to do. It's the same reason why. It's the same reason why I'm not really interested in doing anything else on this game for a new ladder, because yeah, like I'm not really playing the version of D2 that I want to be playing. So I don't really take it all that seriously. It's the same thing with D2R, no, sorry, PD2 and POD, right? And yeah, the first ladder was an exception because yeah, they changed some stuff there, but obviously, like, I bitched about this so much. It would have been ideal if they had a ladder without changes first. I would have played that and then quit, but you know, I had to take what I could get. But this one definitely, like, I don't really have a good reason to play. Like, do I really want to try a buffed up Fissure Druid with a Fire Sunder Charm? Not really. But anyway, point is though, yeah, at a very high level, I could care less about the changes that they make to D2R because I treat it as a different game from D2. But if I look at, but okay, that's kind of a cop-out answer though. But at the same time, I know that the changes that they've made in the context of D2R are questionable. Okay, they are questionable. Particularly the Sundering Charms. And I mean, I don't think you're gonna really hear me say anything that other people haven't already said on this, but the big glaring problem that I have with Sunder Charms right now is the fact that they announced that... Okay, no. Let me even take a step back. Okay, so Blizzorks, okay? Let's start it off like that. Blizzorks universally are agreed upon to be the most... Well, I shouldn't say universally, but generally speaking, most people would agree that Cold Sorks are an S-tier build, right? I don't think anyone's going to really disagree with me on that. You know, as a starting character, as an endgame character, Blizzork is just supreme. Like, I could try to, like, dance around it and try to be all like, oh yeah, but, you know, other character... No. Blizzork is so fucking strong if we're just looking at raw damage and in terms of, like, the fact that they start off with teleport, right? Okay, fine. Now, by adding Sunder Charm, now it's never good to start off with Blizzork. I was gone for 3 minutes. Yes, you were gone for 3 minutes, and I was just explaining, you know, that I don't really take... Holm was asking about, like, Terror Zones and Sunder Charms, and you were saying, like, oh, you don't think you'd like it, and to be honest, Seth, I wouldn't either. But I realized that I'm, like, so indifferent to, like, I'm indifferent to TZs and, Sunder Charms, because I treat D2R like a completely separate game from the original. Like, yeah. So, for me, I don't really care what it is they do with these, with D2R. But obviously, I mean, I had to have some kind of opinion when it came to the Sunder Charms, and this is kind of how I see it, right? I thought the whole point of Sunder Charms was to try to, like, open up the game for people, so that, like, you know, oh shit, I'm a cold Sork, now I can't run pits because all the monsters in the area are immune to me. And the thing for me is, one of the only weaknesses for a Cold Sork, if you want to call it weaknesses in quotes, is that you can't really run everywhere, right? But then they now made it so that, oh shit, yes, if you have a Sunder Charm, you can run anywhere with pretty much any character, right? Which sounds great. But it doesn't really do anything to fix the issue of Cold Sorks being, like, completely fucking busted. Seriously, right? This is just, like, when Sunder Charms were first announced. Most people, like, it was already bad enough the way Sorks were in vanilla D2. Okay, fine. Then they're like, okay, cool. Now we have this thing called a Sunder Charm where the people who play can break immunities essentially. And now the Cold Sorks are going to be like, okay, wow, this is amazing. I get a chance to, or not just Cold Sorks, but like Fire type builds, Lightning type builds, whatever. Get a chance to fight against monsters who would otherwise be immune, right? But the thing to realize is that some builds will benefit from this a lot more than certain other builds. And I'm looking in particular at the Cold Sork, or at the Blizzsork, right? Like, obviously Blizzsork was already an S tier build before, but now essentially what you're telling me is you went from having the one drawback to a Blizzsork, which was, oh shit, well you can't really farm everywhere in the game. You're mainly relegated to bosses and AT if you're trying to like min max or whatever. To I can farm anywhere I want with the highest amount of damage and with pretty good AoE. And that is kind of disturbing to me. Like, I don't know why they decided to keep it like that, but that's essentially what they've set themselves up for. So, like, the Sork, or Cold Sork, which was originally which was originally an S tier build, then basically became an SS tier build, right? And then, if that wasn't bad enough, they then decided, oh, you know what? Okay, like a lot of people are saying that Cold Mastery with Sunder, which is a broken interaction, by the way. The fact that Cold Mastery works at full effectiveness with a fucking Sunder Charm makes zero sense to me. Like I don't know how else to put it. A lot of people are going to be like, oh, that's amazing, I can farm anywhere. No, the problem with this is there's no challenge. There is no challenge to playing a Blizzsork whatsoever. I mean, it was already like no challenge before, but now it's even worse. As soon as somebody gets a Sunder Charm, the game's just fucking over. Why would anyone in their right mind start off with anything other than a Blizzsork on day one? In the past, you could argue, okay, well, maybe I'll open up as a Hammerden because at least then I can farm anywhere I want and not have to deal with immunities with, maybe a handful of exceptions, which you'll never farm anyway, right? But now, it's like there's actually no drawback to playing a Blizzsork. In the very, very early... Oh, and, I mean, I don't know how rare those Thunder Charms are going to be, but it, frankly, doesn't really matter, I don't think, right? Like, they've got to at least be somewhat findable, or else kind of defeats the purpose of the fucking item in the first place. So yeah, like in the early game, as a Cold Sork, you have a massive advantage over everyone else just by having Blizzard and Cold Mastery along with Teleport. And then by the time as soon as you get the Sunder Charm, GG, you can do anything you want. It's that simple. It is that simple. Like, I don't know how else to put it. Like, it's a fucking dumb change, or not a dumb change, but the fact that they didn't address that Cold Sorks have such a massive lead on people, and that they even said like, oh yeah, we noticed that Cold Mastery has this crazy interaction with Sunder Charms where, once their immunity is broken, they can proceed to do full damage, well, actually double damage with their cold spells. But we're gonna leave it as is because we don't really think that affects very much, right? Like, okay, fine, fair enough. But then they took it one step further and then decided, oh, you know what? Let's make it so that Conviction and lower res no longer work at full efficiency. So now Cold Mastery is the only skill in the game that will work at full efficiency with the Sunder Charms and maybe amp damage. I don't know, but I'm not going to get into fucking amp damage and decrap. I don't care about those. I just don't agree with this balancing schema whatsoever. It makes no sense to me. It really makes zero fucking sense to me why they chose to do this. Like, wasn't the whole point of these Sunder Charms to, like, improve build diversity? At least that's what I assume it's for. Like, I imagine it's for people to, like, play characters and not feel like they're being completely gimped. But if they're gonna like, leave these Sunder Charms the way they are right now, then there's no difference. There's not going to be any difference. Like, why would anyone want to play... Still, why would anyone want to play anything other than a Cold Sork who can teleport, now have, like, no immunities on their monsters as soon as they find a Sunder Charm, right? Or even resistances for that matter. Like they have the highest mobility, highest damage, and they don't have to deal with immunities. Like, what the fuck is the point of playing anything else on ladder reset start? Like, I don't know if you want to do something for fun. I mean, I guess go ahead, play like a rabies druid or something. Sure, great, but bro, this this rework is so fucking dumb. I don't think I've ever gone out and said that, but it's dumb the way they have it right now. Yeah, they went from making Blizzork an S tier character, which, you know, yeah, that's how it's always been, to an SS tier character, which, you know, where it's like, okay, yeah, this one really reigns supreme. But yeah, it's okay. Other builds, especially in the late game, can have this advantage too. Like in the really late game when you have Infinity. To, oh yeah, it's an SSS tier where everything else is like, even in the late game is GIMP, but Blizzorks have it easy early. They have it easy when they get their Sunder Charm, and then they also have it super easy in the late game too. It just, like, why are they creating such a massive disparity on what was already the strongest, arguably the strongest class in the game, right? Or the strongest build in the game. It's, yeah, anyway. So that's my biggest gripe with Sunder Charms. As for Sunder Charms, as for the Sunder Charm itself, I mean, like, whatever. I'm pretty indifferent towards it. I think there's really two ways to look at it that I have. The first is, me personally, I don't like the Sunder Charm because I feel like it... When I played some of these, like, fire-type builds in the game, right? Part of what made the game kind of interesting for me was that I would have to figure out a way to farm with the build. Like, if I wanted... Okay, let's say there was a season where I had a fire druid, and I wanted to run him in 1000 AT, right? So how did I end up doing that? How did I farm a location that actually had fire immune invaders? Yeah, that had fire immune invaders when I had a build that was primarily fire damage, right? I used my Merc, I maxed out my Bear, and I used Volcano because all of these do physical damage. So it was, you know, a two-type damage or two-element build in a way. And also, some people could just avoid the monsters too, right? Like, those are two ways that you would kind of get around immunities. And that, for me, is perfectly okay. I think this might be an unpopular opinion because I hear no one else talking about this, but I think it's fine that, yes, some characters out there have a tougher time with these immunities. I think that's okay. I actually do. It gives an additional challenge that I would have to overcome when I'm trying to play through the game, right? But how other people look at it, which, again, I'm not saying that they're wrong. I'm just saying that there's two sides to this which are worth considering, and which I've considered. The other side to this is that some people don't want to feel like they have to play a specific build or class just to be able to just to compete with others on the ladder, or just, you know, when they're playing the game, right? Like yeah, if without these Sunder Charms, most people would not even consider playing Fire Sork, because although the Fire Sork is super fun, you obviously can't use it in a lot of locations because of the sheer volume of fire immunes that are in the game, right? But now, with the Sunder Charms, the hope is that people will actually consider playing these fire-type characters. Fissure Druid, which actually looks pretty fun, I'm not going to lie, with the Sunder Charm. Fire Sork, right? Like, it's mostly fire-type builds. Even like Light Sork or like Javazon will benefit from these charms too, of course, because then it like for like a Javazon, at least now when you come into pits, you can actually take down the archers, which are normally lightning immune, right? So, yeah, I'm actually, wow, Chat's been surprisingly quiet the last little while, but hopefully I'm kind of making sense so far. Like, this is just my take, I guess, that, yeah, I guess I just have, at a very high level, I think that there's, I guess what I'm getting at here is, at a very high level, there's a big problem with Sunder Charms, and that's the Blizzard, right? If I'm trying to give you guys a TLDR. But if we take that part of it out of the equation, the idea of Sunder Charms is a pretty interesting way to deal with the immunity problem. Because, yeah, like I said before, it's kind of nice that I had to come up with, like, a way to deal with immunes or, like, avoid farming certain areas because of immunes. I feel like that, for me, knowing which places to farm or not to farm is, like, kind of part of the game, and so I never really minded it all that much. But obviously, some people don't really care much for that, especially with the terror zones that are coming out. Like, it would kind of suck if, oh shit, the terror zone that was selected is Mausoleum, and you're, you know, heaven forbid, you're a fucking Javazon who only does lightning damage, so you really have no way to farm whatever terror zone is active, right? Like, I guess, yeah, for me, like, if I actually cared about D2R, I personally would be kind of bummered about the change that they added this charm. But for other people, I think it's kind of, well, for other people who just want to play the game with whatever character that they want to make, I think it's kind of a good thing. Like, I begrudgingly have to admit this, I guess, right? Long-time memer and first-time viewer, will you be streaming the D2R ladder reset? I'll hang up and listen. No, I'm... Rams. I hope your week's been good, I guess. But yeah, I'm just trying to give the lowdown on my plans for next week, which is, well, this week, which is not to actually stream. But yeah, thanks for stopping by. Had to do it. His week has been shit? Oh. Well, fuck. Sorry to hear that. Alright, well, I'm gonna go back to talking about this. By the way, Neg. Neg was saying, nothing new for my singer on this patch. I'll probably roll Cold Sork next one. Yeah, like, probably along with, like, 99% of the rest of the community. Because why the hell would anyone play anything other than a Cold Sork? Like, what the fuck? Not a lie, I haven't seen the sun since last Wednesday, damn rain. Oh, okay, I thought you meant, like, haven't seen the sun as in you haven't gone out, because I think my last week was like that. I didn't really go out all that much, but anyway. Yeah, I'm not going to really chat much, Rams, because the whole point of today's stream was to kind of give my thoughts on the new feature that they are adding into D2R. And I think that a lot of people have been looking forward to hearing my thoughts on it, so I just wanted to kind of go over that real quick and announce to people that I wasn't streaming. That was my main two goals, and I was going to go fuck off and get some sleep. That was my plan. But alright, I need to get sleep anyway. Alright. Yeah, perfect. You're in the right place. Okay, cool, great. So, yeah, Seth. Seth was saying, Seth, are you still around? You were saying, I just need to wrap my head around the fact that it's a remaster, not a remaster, not a graphic/bug update. To tell you the truth, man, what does a remaster mean, right? Because for me, my understanding of remasters is that it's supposed to be like, it's basically supposed to be a port of the original game, but with, like, you know, better, like, quality of life shit, or, like, better graphics. But for some reason, they've decided, well, I shouldn't say for some reason, like, I know why. There's, like, been plenty of voices in the community who will nonstop be like, yeah, we need changes because the game's getting stale, and yada, yada, yada. Like, okay, again, they're not wrong, right? I mean, for me, I could play this for, you know, I could still keep playing this for ages. That's not a big problem for me, but plenty of other people, you know, have different priorities in this game, and, you know, I respect that, really, I do. So anyway, point is, Yeah, they have all these changes for the game. Like, when I bought this game, I was under the impression that D2R wouldn't really be changing anything from the core game. Imagine my surprise when they announced that, oh shit, as part of 2.4, we're gonna like add this and add that and blah blah blah, and well, not really add stuff, but you know, do like a whole rebalancing thing for a lot of the builds. Like, okay, well, I mean, already that's changing the game from what it originally was, right? So, just off that alone, like I have to look at this as its own, as an entirely separate game. Like, really, I do. They're trying to improve and fix the game. If improving means adding more, then it means adding more. Yeah, I mean, and more specifically, not just improving. Take care of whoever you are. Yeah, see ya, Rems. Um, so adding more. Yeah, but okay, when we're talking about improving, you also got to ask, like, who are they really improving it for, right? Are they improving it for you or I? No, they're probably not. Like, these changes are geared towards these changes are more geared towards, like, I want to say, like, the casual regulars, if that makes sense. Like, the people who are like regularly still playing this game like a year after it got released, um like, who don't play it, like, you know, who aren't like purists about it, right? I gotta be very specific on that. Because me, as you know, I'm a very intense D2 fan, but I'm not like a regular D2R player, if that makes sense, right? Like, filthy casuals. It's not just filthy casuals though. There are casuals who really don't give a shit, right? But there's also a different set of casuals who they enjoy playing the game, but they obviously have different things they want to see in the game get changed, and that's totally fine. And yeah, they like come back and they play it, and they, you know, maybe like play like a week, or no, sorry, they play like 3 hours 2 days a week, but they play like every week all the way until the ladder ends or some shit like that. Those I feel like are more the people who are. Oh, hey, look, it's a rainbow facet right here. I feel like that. I'm gonna guess 3/3 fire. Boom. 3/5 poison. Yeah, not even close. Got 1 out of 3 right. Anyway, so again, like, it's interesting that you say filthy casuals because, like, again, there's like so many different kinds of casual players, right? Even among like these intense, like, long time players such as myself and Code, or even yourself, there's like differences in knowledge and skill gaps and priority. Um, I think in this case the vocal, well, the people who are making their voices heard are the ones who um actually, let me think about that. Would it be the more casual people or the more intense people? Because, like, the casual people don't give a shit, right? Like, if you're like a filthy casual, you're not gonna care if they like roll out a new patch, or if they add like a new this or new that. I guess. The people who probably complain about the game the most would be the people who play. Well, I guess there's different kinds of complaints too, right? Like, anyway, for me, I'm somebody who's played the game a long time. Them not changing the game doesn't bother me whatsoever. I always like to say Diablo 2 purist. And I play like very, very often, or at least I played very, very often. Um, but I don't play D2R that much. But meanwhile, you've got other people who play D2R, and they play like maybe multiple times a week, and they could be like super casual and not really care too much, but they want to see more builds, which is understandable. Or they could be like really intense Diablo 2 players who have kind of gotten bored with the state of the game being the way it's been, or like being like this for many years or many months, however you want to look at it. Whatever the case, I think that those, like vocal, that very vocal group of people, uh, along with like content creators like Llama, are the main people that the people running this game are listening to right now. So yeah, that's just what I was trying to point out. Like when you say they're, well, the point I was trying to make was Seth was saying if improving means adding more, and what I'm saying, what I was just trying to say is they're definitely trying to improve the game, but an improvement for, you know, some people might not be an improvement for a different group of people. You and I, for me, this is not really an upgrade. This is not an improvement. But certainly for other people who wanted to play with like other builds and not be like gate kept by immunities, yeah, it would certainly be an improvement. Anyway, yeah, so that's just my thoughts on the matter. Next up is terror zones, and I'm gonna be flat out honest with you. I don't really think I have many complaints about terror zones. I'm just really trying to think carefully about this one. Yeah, on paper, terror zones seem like, again, this is all in the context of like, okay, this is already a different game, so, you know, like, fuck the whole purist mentality. This is treating D2R as a separate game. My opinion is terror zones are a pretty cool idea. More late game content equals good IMO. Okay, so yeah, I'm just kind of like trying to go like, the reason I'm hesitating is I'm like, there's two reasons I hesitate. The first is that the grind to 99 is supposed to be difficult. It is supposed to be difficult. Like, to me, if you want to grind out to 99, then yeah, like spamming Neelathak, Diablo, and Bale, like, that is an available endgame, or that should be the expected endgame. But now, with the changes that they've made, it's like, you know, you can rotate into different TZs, which again, it promotes that people are actually doing different things rather than just repeating, like, you know, kind of like how with Sunder Charms, the idea is to try to promote more people doing other things. With TZs, it promotes people doing different kinds of gameplay rather than just spamming the same 3 locations over and over. So that aspect of it is pretty good. I guess just my like where I'm a little iffy about Terror Zones is I don't know if they're just making the game easy, too easy. That's the main point I would be trying to get across here. I haven't played around with TZs that much myself, but that's the main issue I would have with it. But again, it doesn't really affect me either. Like, I'm trying to speak from like a somewhat neutral standpoint here, kind of with my own bias. Like, I don't really care much for TZs. Like, I don't really play for XP anyway, and I don't really play for most of these like high-level drops. So, you know, even if they didn't add TZs, it doesn't bother me that much at all. But, yeah. That's just so boring. Yeah, TZ gives a lot more places to farm. Yeah, no, exactly, right? Like, so, yeah, again, I'm trying to look at it from what I see as, like a pros and cons type deal. Where overall, yeah, of course people are going to be most people are going to be happier since it gives, you know, more options as to where you can farm. Again, my main gripe is that they could potentially just be making the game too easy, because previously, like, you know, getting from 98 to 99 is like quite an achievement, because that means that you had to do like maybe like several hundred bail runs or several thousand bail runs, let's just say, right? But now with TZs, it's kind of like that amount of time where it would be like 14 days of hardcore grinding. If it gets cut down to 5, then it kind of takes away some of that like prestige of hitting 99. That's the point I'm trying to make, right? Like, that's what I mean by they're making the game too easy. Like, you know, if everyone now is like a 99, I feel like that kind of takes away some of that glamour away from being 99, I guess, is just what I'm trying to get at. But I have no issues, or I don't really have like big issues with them trying to promote like people farming in different locations. If I'm looking at D2R as a completely separate game. So, yeah, that's kind of how I see it. Yeah, I'm trying to think what else here. The other thing that's kind of interesting to me about these TZs, I don't remember the full roster of TZs, but like, if I'm not mistaken, you can go like Stony Field as a TZ, and just other areas like this, like... Imagine freaking like, okay, and I know for sure that Den of Evil and Bloodmore were previously TZs too. Imagine you're just farming fucking Bloodmore and anything can drop. Like, I mean, I guess it works. It's just it's just bizarre to me. Like, okay, well here's an area which is like not at all very challenging whatsoever, but the monsters here give you more XP than what you get out of Chaos Sanctuary. And can drop anything, but only for an hour though, or however long these TZs last for. I don't know, man. That for me is kind of bizarre. Also, secret cow level. Haha. I don't know if I really need to make a like a thesis about this one, but like, all right, it's one thing that cow level is already so dense. And that the monsters there have like such high chances to drop runes compared to most regular monsters, but now they're gonna make it like... Now they're also gonna make it that, oh yeah, this can also be a location where anything can drop when it's a TZ. Alright, well, okay, it's gonna be a fun ride, I can tell you that. People will literally set their alarm clocks with a secret cow level. Yo, actually though, like... Yeah, secret cow level is gonna be fucking nasty. Like, I was watching a few vids on this. I think, was it Dobrunsky or Neanderthal? I think it was BT Neanderthal, actually. Or, no, it might have been Llama. Anyway, one of those three. I think it might have actually been Llama's video. Llama did like oh, I'm gonna rate all of these, like, TZ areas, and you'd know this. I'm sure you're gonna confirm what I'm saying. I'm pretty sure it was Llama now. Hom did a video where he ranked these, like, the TZs, and he like put them in a tier list, and like secret cow level, he looked at it, he's just like, yeah, secret cow level is S tier. I don't really think I need to say anything more than that. And then he went on, and I'm just like, yeah, like what more that video made was remove some of the areas. Yeah, like I don't know if they removed secret cow level, but I don't know what else there is to say about that, right? So again, if I could sum up what I'm saying real quick without all the examples, all I'm getting at is that secret cow level is a location that might be way too strong with as a TZ, and places like Den of Evil or Bloodmore, which are, you know, allegedly starting locations, or at least they're supposed to be, are like Giga Chad for whatever reason. Like, well, not for whatever reason, but they're just become Giga Chad. It's like, imagine you fucking farm Act 1 Bloodmore, and then you find your Jaw rune. I don't know, man. It's just a bit of a disconnect there, you know? That's how I see it anyway. Moo Farm's still a TZ. Okay, well, I mean, then my original point still stands. It seems a little busted, but sure, alright. I know CS was removed. Okay, imagine you remove CS, but you don't remove cow level. What the hell is the logic behind that, I wonder? Anyway. No, seriously, I don't understand that. That's weird. That's really... CS still is, too? Oh, okay, well then, they might have a little bit more sense than I was expecting. I mean, I kind of had lost faith in them after the announcement that they got rid of... that they... You know... left Cold Mastery and Sunder Charm the way they were. Unless I'm looking at old patch notes. Yeah, whatever. It doesn't matter. So, Rakanishu now OP. Yeah, exactly. So that for me is, I mean, I have to adjust or have to like wrap my head around that, and I have to actually get used to that. That shift in the meta for farming. But anyway, whatever. Like, okay, cool. Like, anyway. So yeah, you want to know my thoughts on Sunder and TZ? I think that pretty much sums it up. I'm really trying to think if there's anything else that I would say about DZs. Oh, it's actually cow level right now for 18 more minutes. Go check it out, seriously. Hey, Tyrant. Hey, welcome to the stream, man. How you doing? Let me answer your question here. Would Terror Zones be more appealing if they greatly increase difficulty? Yes. Yes, I think to me that would be more interesting, yeah. The only concern that I have with that, though, is let's say that the current TZ is... Okay, just for argument's sake, right? Let's say that the current TZ is Chaos Sanctuary, but then it shifts over into Bloodmoor. Well, actually, but I think TZs are even optional, aren't they? Like... Or no, your character has to have beaten Hell Bale in order to participate. That's why I don't see any TZs active. But if I go switch over to my Barb, then I think I'll be able to see the TZs. Okay, so give me a second here. Yeah, I think that's Corrupted Tremors strike a non-existent level. I wonder what they're talking about. Yeah, sure. I'll go push this TZ and whatnot. Anyway, Tyrant. I mean, I think that right now, TZs are already pretty appealing as is. Do I think that they would be better if there was also like a hike up in difficulty? Yes. What I'm concerned about though is that they would put or select as a terror zone one of the locations which people need in order to like pass. So for example, like I said, let's say well actually this is already the case. Trav, right? Travancore, like obviously it's a very good farming location, but some people also need to get through Trav in order to pass. In order to pass through the game. So like yeah, so like, I guess my concern there would be, okay, if you make the monsters even harder than what they were before, then, you know, some people won't be able to get through. But at the same time, from my understanding, you only really deal with this issue if you haven't cleared Hell Bale. Because if you make a game, or if I make a game with this character, I actually do get the treasure zone. Or I get the terror zone because I've cleared Hell Bale, but then for my Paladin I don't, so I don't know. I'm like thinking about it. Yeah, I feel like it does make the most sense if you're gonna have a terror zone that the monsters there are tougher. I will say that, yeah. Like, are they tougher? I actually don't know. Ooh, gee, why can't I leech off these guys though? Like, why are they so strong? Are they tougher in TZs? I actually don't know. Like, I know that their level is increased, so my chance to hit is probably quite a bit lower, but even then, like... Oh! Wait. Yeah, no, I'm confused. They should be tougher, I thought. By how much? I'm, like, wondering why I can't, like, just whirlwind, like, mon lower these guys. You know what I mean? Is it just because my Barb is not strong enough? Or like, is there something I'm missing here? Yeah, I mean, I know I don't have double griefs on this guy. Oh, okay, you know what? Let me get away from that and let's try again with this. Yeah, I need double griefs to test this better, but anyway. Yeah, if somebody could tell me whether or not they're actually tougher, if the cows are actually tougher, then great, but I think... I think bottom line is, if you're gonna have a terror zone, they should be like at least like somewhat tougher. Greatly increased difficulty? Clearly, yeah, they're not clearly not that much tougher. Not tough enough, I guess. Uh, because obviously it should be like, oh yeah, this area is like a super high level. So like this area was selected to be a super high level. So it should also have monsters that are equally difficult. Like that for me makes more sense. Yeah, if at all, exactly, right? That would make more sense to me that if you're gonna go farm a TZ, the monsters there you should expect are going to be a lot tougher than what they usually are, right? But I don't really feel like that's the case here. For me, they would be more interesting if they greatly increase difficulty. But again, I don't know if that's a good thing for the average player. I guess. Sorry it took me so long to come up with Response Tyrant. Like, I've had to like really think about it, and I've been kind of like reasoning it out with myself out loud. So yeah, hopefully I haven't like taken you for too much of a loop, but I guess the bottom line here is, yeah, me personally, because I actually enjoy or would enjoy the challenge, I wouldn't be upset about them greatly increasing the difficulty on these like higher level areas. However, I think that other people who are playing their like lesser or well builds that are not as strong probably wouldn't be too happy about that. Because like, okay, imagine you have like, well, yeah, imagine you have secret cow level as a TZ. If somebody's playing a Blizzsork, they're gonna blizz through secret cow level really easily. But then if you're playing something like, oh, I don't know, let's say like a Fury Druid, you're obviously gonna have a much tougher time in secret cow level, right? So I'm sort of like, if they make the area much tougher, then it's not appealing. It's probably not as appealing to like some people who want to have an easier experience. But for me and other people who would want to challenge, it would be more interesting to indeed see them bump up the difficulty on these so-called TZs. Anyway, I'm gonna stop pretty soon, actually. I had already said everything I needed to. I kind of covered all the topics that I was trying to get at today. Llama Watcher in the chat. Yeah, funny timings, Easy. You came again as I was actually about to wrap up. This was... I mean, I didn't really have like a fixed time for when the stream was going to go in mind, but it was supposed to be a short stream where I just went over 3 things. Basically what I've been up to lately, well, my plans for the reset, and the third thing is like my opinions on some of the changes that they've made. Chatting there the other day too. You guys, why aren't you streaming reset? Okay, I'll talk about that in a second. I'm mad. Why would you be mad? Just go watch like Llama or one of the others. Like I don't need to be here all the time for you guys. You guys are dedicated people. Y'all can find replacements for yours truly for sure. Anyway. Okay, I'm gonna stop and chill for a little bit. Just respond to the rest of the comments, and I'm basically gonna fuck off. Other D2 content is trash. Well, I'll take it as a compliment then. Although we could also just look at it as my D2 content is trash, but just slightly less trash. No, but seriously though, let's going back to what Hom was talking about though. Like Hom 3 Watcher was saying, A1 monsters are much tougher since the levels are much higher. Does that mean anything though? Like you can have a monster that like level is just a value, right? Like if you set the value to like 60 or level 60 versus like level 90, that doesn't really change much except for, as far as I understand, your chance to hit calculations if you're playing like a melee character. That's about it, right? Sorry, a melee character that's not the smiter. But yeah, so yeah, unless ZZZ can correct me if I'm wrong here, like maybe it affects other shit, I don't know, but as far as I know, level is just a level. Like, does it It doesn't mean anything that, oh yeah, this monster went from level 63 to 91. What matters is, did their health change? Did their attack rating change? Did their damage change, right? So, I'll for 5 minutes, then have to leave. I see. I'm sure ZZ knows all about terror zones. Like, I feel like that would be something that would be right up his alley, right up his department. Nice to see you. Nice to hear you. Yeah. Yeah, Seth. It's nice to hear you, too. It's nice to see you again, for sure. Short stream is better than no stream. Hey, I appreciate that support, dude. Really, I do. They might be a little bit harder, but not much. Yeah, like, because the original question that was asked, and I think he's already gone, but I probably put him to sleep with my long-ass monologue here, but the question that was originally being asked was from Tyrant CR on YouTube, and he was just asking, would terror zones be more appealing if they greatly increase difficulty? And I was just trying to explain that, yeah, for me, I feel like they would be more interesting if the difficulty was a lot higher on terror zones. But, I mean, again, that's just for me. Like, your average casual D2 player might not see it the same way, where they would rather the monsters still be the same, but still just have a much higher level. I don't know. Most people say level 96 TZ are easy. Okay, there you have it. Anyways, I gotta go. I have an early day tomorrow. Thanks for the stream. Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna be hopping off pretty soon myself. I'm just gonna catch up with ZZZ real quick, kind of fill him in on the deets, and then I'm planning to hop off myself. Catch you next time. If you feel like giving us an update next week, yeah. Cheers, appreciate it, man. Yeah, well, we'll see. Probably not though, as I mentioned a few times already. But yeah, who knows? Maybe you'll just ask me and I'll just tell you. But I'm not gonna do an update. Who fucking knows? I'm not really kind of living life day by day, so yeah. Anyway, take it easy. Have a good night, I guess. I'll talk to you soon, or next time I see you, moving along. Okay, so ZZZ, you're the last chatter I think I'm going to be talking to today. Surprisingly, there weren't too many people who came out, I guess, but I mean, still glad that the usual crew shows up. Yeah, right. So going back to ZZZ, so the one comment that you had opened up with was, "Bro, just play Blizzork." Yeah, I was talking about how dumb I find the changes. I think that Sunder Charms, like, again, I'm treating D2R as a separate game so that I can kind of judge it as such, or as, like, rather than having this bias of, oh shit, they changed things from the original. Like, I just, look at D2R as, okay, well, this is a separate game. How do I think the changes are, right? And really, I think that the idea of Sunder Charms was cool on paper. With the very glaring exception of the Blizzork. I saw this from the very beginning. You messaged me about it on Discord, but obviously I didn't get around to replying until like much later. And yeah, it just it's such a bizarre thing to have where, okay, cool, we're gonna break the immunities, like, and that was pretty much the only weakness that a Cold Sork really has, right? Like yeah, previously. Sorks already have insane damage, they have insane mobility, but the one drawback that they had is that, yeah, you can't farm places like, well, you can't really farm places like the pits, which are like stacked up on cold immunes. But now it's like, okay, cool. As soon as you get a Sunder Charm, it's over. It's just straight up over. You can do whatever you want. I think that's kind of dumb personally, but I've said that multiple times already. It's just kind of a weird decision on their part. Yeah, and then even more weird that, okay, fine, like, Blizzork is gonna be broken on arrival, like, but we're gonna leave it the way it is, essentially, is what they said. Then later they were like, oh, but you know what? We've decided to make it so the conviction and lower res work at 1/5 efficiency. And I'm just like, wait, well, if you're going to apply this to conviction and lower res, what is the reasoning for not wanting to apply it to Blizzard? That just doesn't make any sense to me. Like, alright. It's like that clown makeup meme. Like the guy who's like dressing up as a clown. Like that is to me what that train of logic was from Blizzard. or well, I guess I can't really call them Blizzard, but Vicarious Visions or whatever. Whoever's in charge of running the balances, or balancing. Anyway, yeah, so that was my very high-level thoughts on Sunder Charms. Otherwise, I feel like on paper it's a cool enough idea that, you can actually play, like, let's say, a Fire Sork or like a Fire Druid and not feel completely useless in half the areas they visit. Um, yeah, and I said that personally, I never really minded the idea of immunities. I feel like it adds, like, it just means that I have to be more picky as to where I can farm, which again, I've never really, or, which monsters I avoid, which I never really had much issue with, but obviously your average D2 complainer does have an issue with it, which is, I guess, partly why they're changing it. Or maybe they're listening to Llama specifically, I don't know. But anyway, Bill Gates, yeah. So, yeah. People taking a break day before reset. Yeah, maybe that's what it is. People are freaking just doing their own thing and not looking at any D2R content before the reset. That could very well be it. Anyway, so that's for Sunder Charms. TZs, what I was trying to say about TZs is that, like, cool, you got, at least, again, it's cool that they're opening up the option for people to have other places to farm rather than just spamming Bale, Diablo, and Neelathak like 1,000 plus times to get to like level 99, right? But on the other hand, I was trying to say to, like I was saying to Hom and just in general that I'm a little worried that by adding the TZs, they're kind of making the grind to 99 a lot too easy even. I feel like part of what makes level 99 cool is that, you have to really work towards it. There's like this massive grind towards it. And by adding TZs, I don't know if it's kind of like, oh, this grind will still take about, let's say, 14 days, like it would have if you would take, farm Bale, Neelathak, and Diablo nonstop, or if instead of 14 days, let's say, it actually just gets cut down to 5, right? Because, yeah, that's just kind of my issue with the TZs. I'm like, I feel like it kind of takes away some of that prestige of being level 99. So, that was just my thoughts on Terror Zones, or at least that's what it seems like. I don't know if it turns out that, oh shit, well, Terror Zones actually are a worse alternative to Diablo, Bale, and Neelathak, but it'll still get you at that level. I don't know. But, yeah, that's just kind of that was my 2 cents. 99 will take half as long. Yeah, well, I mean, alright, I guess. Like, I myself have never been one for the 99 grind anyway, so it doesn't really affect me, but yeah, I'm like, now if somebody comes up to me and says, oh shit, I hit level 99, I'd be like, I'd be markedly less impressed as compared to if somebody were to announce that to me, like, before the Terror Zones. You know what I mean? I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy for thinking that, but that is at least at the moment how I see Terror Zones. It won't be like D3 easy, but still easier. Yeah, so it's like somewhere in between. It's definitely not like, brain dead easy, but it's definitely not like it's not like a trivial adjustment to the difficulty. But anyway, yeah. Again, it's just I guess a point of caution I had for the Terror Zones. So yeah, those are the two things I was trying to talk about mostly. I didn't really need 2 hours to go over all that. How long has this stream been going on for? An hour and a half. Okay, that's not even as bad as I was expecting. But yeah, that basically was what the last hour of me ranting was about. So why aren't you playing? Oh, yeah, right. So I decide. Okay, so I'm gonna be playing, but I'm not gonna be streaming. There's a difference. Yeah, I decided, fuck it. I don't really feel like streaming this reset, so I'm not gonna do it. And it sucks for me to. Wow. Yeah, I know. Unfortunately, I can't. I'm not gonna lie to you, ZZZ. If I were gonna be streaming the reset, I might have actually considered using the fucking completely broken, overpowered, busted Blizzsork with a Cold Thunder Charm. I actually would have seriously considered that because why the fuck would you play anything else, right? What about all my sub dollars? That's a funny one. No, but really, I was thinking about it. There's a couple things that kind of play into this. One of the things that I didn't talk about earlier too was normally I have like a team to do reset with, but I realized that I didn't want to get canceled on again for a D2R ladder reset because that already happened before, sort of, where like we had like plans to do like was it slash Diablo ladder, but then some people couldn't make it or some people like backed out at the last second, and I'm just like, fuck, I don't really feel like joining my reset team for that this time. That was one of the things. Um, and also I just didn't really feel like streaming like this reset in particular. Like I've already done like what 20-hour, 15-hour, 10-hour freaking streams like back to back, and obviously I'm not like a Tio or like a llama, but yeah, like that for me is like too much. I just don't want to have that pressure of, playing those long hours right now. Like I could do it, I really could. I just don't really feel like doing it right this second, or well, for this reset. Yeah, I'd rather just play like 30 minutes if I feel like, an hour if I feel like, 2 hours if I feel like. I feel like playing whatever jank shit build that I have and playing as suboptimally as I feel like without having to deal with, you or Hom or anybody else trying to tell me, oh, well, why are you collecting all this shit? Like, no, dude, I just want to fucking play D2R for a change and not have to stream it. Like, that would be a great change of pace. So that's what I'm going to do. Um, yeah, and also the other thing too is I didn't really have anything left that I needed to stream. What shit build are you gonna play? Support Pally, I think. Yeah, I'm just gonna fucking run around with Might Aura or Conviction Aura or whatever Aura I feel like throwing at people, and I'm just gonna have some fun with that. And I'll play for like maybe 1 or 2 hours per play session. Maybe take like breaks in between. Go to eat, go to piss. Max prayer. Actually, that's a pretty cool idea. Let me think about that one. That sounds like it could be a lot of fun. I think that prayer works with meditation too, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, I should just stack those two up with each other. Max out prayer, then max out meditation. Walk around. Hell yeah. Anyway, but besides the point though. What was the other thing I wanted to say? Oh yeah. Yeah, max both. Yeah, for sure, max both. No, seriously, there was one other thing that I wanted to bring up though. Originally, I wasn't even planning to take part in this reset. I wasn't planning to take part in any future D2R reset after the first one. Like, I took part in the first one because, it's the first ever D2R reset, which I haven't had the experience of in the past. And I also wanted to have a chance to showcase, going Barb and getting rich. Like, obviously, you can't beat, you know, real world trading or JSP, but as far as just like my own finds are concerned, I showed that, yeah, if you just, go open up Barb, which previously was considered to be a joke of a starting character, and you just farm Trav, that's, or not just Trav, but also like Keys and Neelathak, you could get richer than people who are just spamming Cold Sork nonstop over and over, right? So I did that. That was the main thing I wanted to do. Or those were the two main things that I wanted to do. I've done them. And now, like, what's left for me is to decide, is there anything else I want to do? Would I want to run a Poison Necro? Would I want to run other characters or try other characters? Do I want to open up an FOH or like an MA assassin or whatever? And the answer is no, I don't really care much for any of these new builds. I don't care for playing any more D2R. Like, it's just not... D2R itself is not really something I'm interested in doing. Not that interested in doing too much more of. Yeah, I'm really only taking part in this ladder because, well, it's a ladder reset and I want to do stuff with it, but I don't really feel like streaming it this time around. So, yeah, that's the decision I made. Full inventory defensive skillers, you know? It sounds like a pretty tempting idea. But in all seriousness, I was going to go Might until Fanat. And then maybe do Conviction, or a bit of Conviction. I don't know. So that's what I'm going to do. And I'm just going to roll through the game with that. So that's why I'm not... Well, you said, so why aren't you playing? But I am playing, but I'm not. I've chosen not to stream this time around. But I will be back for the slash reset, though. So there's that at least. Yeah, this might seem a little bit of a contradiction relative to my attitude and tone right now, but I am going to miss you guys for this reset. How do I put this? I felt kind of bad getting like the Discord messages from you and Good Grief. I think Good Grief was the first one to message me, and he was like, "Yo, D2, are you going to be streaming this reset? I have like frozen pizza already stocked up and lined up in my freezer, and it'd be nice to like cook that up or heat that up while I just have you on my widescreen TV in my living room while I'm like playing some D2R, like I do every ladder." And I'm just like, oh, fuck. I'll make an imposter D2 account and stream for you. No, that's quite alright. I'll tell you what. Why don't I just give you mine and call it a day? Then that'll save you all the trouble you need. Make sure you hop onto it right away so that I can approve you, and then you'll have access, and I think you can stream up from my account. I think that's how it works, right? He's gonna miss us. I will actually miss you guys, for sure. Yeah, but, anyway, that's basically it, though. I don't really think I have anything else to say. Did you have any other questions, CZZ? If not, that's it. I hope that kind of covers like the three things I know that you and most other people would be wondering about. Long story short, Sunder Charms, interesting concept. Execution is kind of bizarre though because of cold mastery mostly, and also I don't know how rare they're gonna be. That's the other thing too. And Terror Zones, they definitely make reaching 99 easier. I don't know how much easier, but while I do think that it's a good change overall, since more people, people have more options as to where they can farm now, if they're looking for XP or loot. But it also takes away some of the awesomeness of being able to say, wow, I reached level 99, right? But anyway, yeah. Again, this is me trying to like be unbiased and not my usual like, oh yeah, you know, vanilla D2 is best D2, which yeah, that's like I still do feel like that to some degree. Like I'd be super happy if they actually rolled out a ladder where there's like a subcategory which it's like, oh, well, you can play with everything prior to the changes in 2.4, you know, like you can just play like classic or basically LOD, but anyway. No further questions you'll be hearing from my lawyer. Okay, sounds good. It will be called D3DI. Why D3DI? Oh, nice. That's a clever one. Diablo 3 Diablo Immoral. Ah, sly bastard. That's too bad too. You got me hyped up, ZZ. It actually does kind of pain me to say no. It really does. I've never really liked saying no, and doubly so because, you know, you hype up the idea of playing an SSF McRob. No, wait. It's a... I don't think it could be an SSF McRoz, though, right? Because you actually need a Sunder Charm, which is a unique, in order to properly play that sort. But anyway. Yeah, and then as far as like this ladder is concerned, as you can read in the title, I'm not streaming. So those are the three things I wanted to say mostly. There was one other thing I actually completely forgot to mention from this discussion of Sunder Charms. One of the interesting thing about Sunder Charms too is that it kind of mitigates the need for, or well, the usefulness of having a second element on your character. Like, I know that when we played like on Slash, one of two of the builds that were used, uh, one was Nova Baller, that obviously I sort of came up with, and then the other one was Blizzballer by Fatty, right? And I'm kind of like, you know, these were builds that came from the need to try to like get around immunities, and it worked really well. And I'm kind of like thinking now, if you have Sunder Charms in the game, then is there really a need for any kind of hybrid builds anymore? I don't know. It almost feels like hybrid builds are now just kind of like obsolete. So I don't know how I feel about that either. I guess you could argue that by having like a second element, it still allows you to do stuff when you don't have Sunder Charms. And if you do have a Sunder Charm, then you're not forced to do like 5% of the damage you'd otherwise be doing with your main element. But still, I'm kind of like, I don't know. It kind of charms don't count. Okay, fair enough. I'll be here tomorrow refreshing this page every 10 minutes. OG. I am sorry, but I genuinely believe you are going to be disappointed. Um, yeah. I hate to say it. It hurts. It actually is tough to say these words that, no, fuck you guys, I'm not streaming tomorrow, but I'm not streaming tomorrow. 99%. I'm not streaming tomorrow. Like, okay, fine. Let's say 95%. Basically, Sunder Charm can get past it. Let's just go with that. That was a terrible joke, but that's the best I had. But yeah, Seth, I will miss you guys tomorrow though. But yeah, I do hope that everybody who takes part in the reset has a good time. I don't think, although I guess I only have two viewers. It's basically ZZZ and Seth. So yeah, Seth isn't taking part, so it's really just ZZZ. ZZZ, I didn't even ask you this question. Are you even going to be taking part in this reset? Like, what's your plan for the reset? Are you going to be playing? I know last time your idea was to like, well, was to like stack up wealth, and it, like the last ladder was chalked because like it was broken for like 3 days. But now I don't know what your plan is. My life has been weird lately. I don't mean to laugh at you, but yeah, join the club, homie. Yeah, I was. It's funny too because I said at the beginning of the stream there were three things I want to talk about, which was one, what I've been up to lately. Two, my plans for the reset, which is I'm not streaming, but I will be playing. And the third thing was the my opinions of all on the changes that have come out, right? And what I was telling people was, coincidentally enough, today was the first day that I've been free in like a month. Um, yeah, which also happens to be the day before the D2R ladder reset. So funny how that works. I don't feel like playing video games much, but I'll fire it up, see how it goes. Okay, well, I mean, I hope you have fun. Really, I do. I mean, yeah, that's all I'm gonna say, I think, for once. Well, yeah, like, just have a fun time. I know that you wanted to do like your 99 grind before, but I mean, if you're not feeling it, you're not feeling it. Seth was saying, keep me updated on Discord. I'm curious on what you're going to be doing and how it's going. Okay, okay. I'll let you know how that goes. Yeah, I'll be more than happy to keep you in the loop. Yo, fuck on 3 Watcher. I'm not gonna keep him in the loop. Nope, nope, nope. He's gone. No, but he's gonna be like listening to this part of the stream though. So hey, Hom. No, I'm joking when I say fuck Hom. But yeah, Seth, you'll definitely get the deets. Hom might get the deets. We'll go with that. I play favorites, okay? You're like the Blizzsork SSS tier, and Hom would be like I don't know. I'm gonna give him G tier. Not G for good, but like lower than F tier. I think this is a pretty reasonable placement.
No, no, oh my god. Yeah, no, we love him. Yeah. Hmm. You have seniority. Yeah, right. Huh. Depends how you measure it. I mean, not measure as in like measure dick length or anything like that, but I mean like you've been on this channel longer than he has, but I've known Hom 3 Watcher for longer, let's just say. So Z tier, best tier. Okay, well, technically that is true. You are your own tier. I'll give you that, ZZZ. Yeah, whether or not you're better or worse than Hom 3 Watcher, who's in G tier, is a different story. But you invented this channel. Yeah, you invented Twitch. You invented Twitch. Let's go with that, man. You're secretly Bill Gates, for sure. Oh my goodness. Fuck. Anyway, yeah, but are you on Discord right now, Seth, by the way? I'm definitely going to be doing some more streams and catching up with you too, Seth. Like, well, maybe not doing more streams, but I'll at least do one stream, um, probably before the next slash reset, which is going to be next month. And I'll also probably talk to you, Seth, about, finalizing our plan because, yeah, I'm super excited for that. Like, I'm actually hyped. Like, I was thinking to myself, man, what am I doing next reset? Yeah, and I thought about, I'm like, fuck yeah, I have Seth as my partner. Yo, let's fucking go, dude. Yo, I'm ready. I'm ready for this shit. Yo, I'm actually more stoked for that than what I'm doing for this reset. Hey, Fishbones, funny timing. I'm logged into it on my phone, which is where I'm watching from. Okay, well, I'll ping you after this stream is done. 4 viewers now. Hey. Oh, Fishbones. Ah, the timing. I was actually just about to hop off. I'm sorry, my dude. But it's good to see you though. I hope you've been doing great. And actually, you know what? You've been here a long ass fucking time. So let's give you this. Let's give you this green blade. You deserve it. Let's give you that. Buy one get one. But no, seriously, will I be streaming the D2R ladder reset with the I have the power? Yes, you do. You do. No, no, please don't go swinging that sword in places where it don't belong. That's all I ask. But with regards to the D2R ladder reset, though, yes, as written in the title, because yeah, I didn't want, I want to be very like to the, cut to the chase, directly to the point on this one. I don't want to like give you guys false hope or anything like that. I am not streaming, or at least I'm not planning to stream the reset, but I will be playing though. Like, Sword Buddies, welcome to the club. Hendrik ban. Yeah, but yeah, I was telling the others I'm planning to like play. I just want to play like a fun support paladin, just go around, meme around, not have to feel pressured to like stream for like long periods of time or talk or play for long periods of time, and just generally speaking do whatever the hell I want to do for a change and not be judged for it by you clowns. Hendrik is a very calm guy. Yes, that he is. He's a very, very calm guy. Yeah, honestly, I have a lot of respect for two content like Diablo 2 content creators in particular. Um, Indrik and Ryu. Those are my two favorites. Now, I don't know about ZZZ, but yeah, those like because I know that I've seen ZZZ around a lot on like Indrik's channel. I think you even said that you were around Ryu's way back, but then eventually you stopped going. I think it was the same for me. Like I used to like every time I'd be like freaking having like lunch or I'd be having like my dinner and I'd be like, I feel like watching a stream. And one of the first names that came to mind was Ryu. I loved watching his hardcore to hell speedruns because one of his personality, I thought he had a very vibrant personality, but also too because I just don't really think there was anybody else who was doing that kind of content so consistently, right? Like yeah, there would be people doing like normal difficulty speedruns, or there'd be people doing like hell difficulty speedruns, but soft core. But I feel like Ryu was just it was exciting. It was really exciting watching him for sure. So your Ryu mod actually, yeah, I I know you are. You mentioned that before, but I also recall you said that you don't really hang around his channel as much anymore these days. Not streaming because running 50 Blizzsorg bots. Okay, honestly, that thought hadn't even crossed my mind. But yeah, I should have joked about that. That yeah, maybe that's the reason. That's got to be the reason why I'm just I'm not gonna be streaming tomorrow. It's because I'm gonna be too busy running 50 Blizzsork bots, and then the next time you guys will see me, I'm gonna be loaded with Infin, Enigma, and everything else I need to make my I don't know my spears on. That's actually a legit build now. I just thought of it because like previously you can't build infinity in a fucking spear, but now you can build infinity in a spear. So you literally could make Enigma Infin spears on. And again, I think they also did they buff like what was it lightning strike? So yeah, that actually that is a legit idea. Anyway, um, so do you have for running that many multiple PCs? Do which one do I have? No, bro. I think that the setup that other people use is actually VMs. Yeah, I think people just run VMs, right? Like like uh like virtual machines or whatever they're called. Because like I talked about like I don't know if you were around for the first few days of the ladder, like this ladder that just passed fish, but there like there were bots. Um, the economy crashed partly due to the bots, I would like to imagine. You know what? Let's just say it like this. There were some people who admitted like they were running like 30 plus, bots at the same time. So, you take that as how you want to interpret that, but yeah, some people have that kind of like I guess um, horsepower available to them. I wasn't. I played the ladder before the ladder. Ah, honestly, that was the best time. That really was the best time. I didn't realize. I didn't think to myself that that would be the peak of the D2R experience, but it really was. Ironically enough, despite all of the bugs, despite all of this, all of that, truly, truly, the first few weeks of the D2R preseason, especially before or especially after they rolled out like a lot of game breaking bug fixes, that part like that time frame for the game was really the most fun. Oh, you might stream ladder after day one? Seriously? Oh shit, yo, maybe I'll do I have here, hold on a second, maybe I'll swing by. Do I have you followed? I don't have you followed, motherfucker. Yo, I have you followed now, and I'm gonna leave myself a reminder. Check Fishbone's stream. Okay, cool. If I am free, I will swing by and I will see if I can at least lurk and watch you play. That sounds fun. It'll be fun being the D2 watcher for a change rather than the D2 streamer, you know? Anyway, ZZ was saying I was there every day for a couple years. Haha. Yeah. Yeah. I truly believe that. I mean, yeah. Yeah, no, I do believe that. I mean, when I back in like 2016, I think before you discovered this channel, ZZ, I remember was it Enjoy, Co, and like Green Cable were the three who were basically here every stream, I think. So, yeah, I know some people who have that level of commitment and that level of dedication, and it doesn't surprise me that you're one of those people who are like that. bot two. Yeah. Yes, Seth. That is exactly what I'm going to become for sure. Indrik is good content, ZZZ is saying, but he is single player only. So I can come here for my ladder content. Oh, huh, interesting. That's okay. Yeah, that makes sense actually. That's fair. You know what? This is going to be an excellent opportunity for me to actually watch other people's D2R streams. I never even thought about this. Yo, that's what I'm going to fucking do tomorrow. I'm just going to, you know, be there waiting for when D2R, like the ladder rolls out, and then I'm going to play the shit out of it, and I'm just going to have someone else's stream in the background. Boom. Brilliant. Done. That's it. That's the play. Simple as that. You say, yeah, you can see how bad they are. Oh, other people? Yeah, actually, well, okay. You know, how bad they are wasn't my first thought, but okay, think about this, right? All the seasons that I've played on Slash, all the seasons that I've played, well, I shouldn't say all the seasons that I played on D2R. There was literally only one season, and even that was botched, as you know. But anyway, like, for both of us even, which is doubly insulting. But anyway, like, the thing is, I only get to look at my progress, but I don't really get a chance to focus on my progress relative to everybody else's, right? But for once, it'll be nice for me to like sit down and be like, huh, I get to have. I wouldn't even say I'm not going like ham on the game, okay? I'm not gonna go full on barbarian. I'm not gonna drop like 1,000 trav runs or anything crazy like that. Like I could do that in a single day. I could do 1,000 travs if I really wanted to, but you know, I'm not doing that, right? Like I just want to like play through the game. Freaking take 3 days to get to hell difficulty, a solo self found or some shit like that with a support paladin build if I want, right? And I want to see how other people perform relative to myself. That sounds like a really fun thing to do and a really exciting thing to do that I don't think I've actually ever had uh, had the opportunity to try and like, you know, to go for, right? Like to actually see how other people are doing at the same time I'm farming. Because yeah, like okay, cool. I had my barb on day 4 last season, and like by day 4 I had like what Jarun and I had enough wealth for Enigma by that point. But at the same time, like I never really stopped to look at anyone else's progress or you know what everyone else was playing and how they played them and how you know shit or how pro they are compared to me because I was just you know doing my own thing. My day was literally you know wake up, play D2 all the way until early morning, go to sleep if I even went to sleep. And you know I was cranking out like 23-hour stream, 20-hour stream, 16-hour stream, 12-hour stream, whatever, right? But my entire day was consumed with me streaming, either streaming D2 or you know body necessities like eating, sleeping, shitting, right? So it kind of takes away that opportunity for me to really you know go out and look at how other people are playing. So I'm gonna go shower before bed. Need to be up nice and early for school. Okay, sounds good. Stay in touch. I'm looking forward to hopefully seeing you before Slash reset. I'll ping you after the stream is over. So yes, stay tuned for that message. It's gonna be you're gonna get exclusive knowledge to what exactly it is I'm planning to do for next season. So yeah, stay tuned for that. Seth, hopefully that gets you hyped. The message on Discord, I'll be around. Okay, perfect. Okay, that's good to know. Seth is saying thanks for streaming. Always enjoy hanging out and have a great night. Yeah, you too, man. It was. Thank you so much for hanging out. I hope you enjoy the stream as always. It is good to see you, if nothing else, and I hope you have a lovely, well, I was gonna say lovely reset, but you're not taking part in the reset. So whatever it is you end up doing over the next couple of weeks, I hope you enjoy that and have a good day at school tomorrow, man. Take care. ZZ was saying Thunder will be fun. I'm going to enjoy it. I don't care if it's easy. That's fair. Yeah, I think again like as somebody who like is very ride or die for vanilla D2, I obviously would have preferred if they just didn't make changes to the game, but like if I'm treating it as like a different game, honestly, I wouldn't be too opposed to throwing on a fire Sunder Charm just so I could dick around with a fire druid in hell. Like straight up Sunder Charm, Raven Lore, and maybe some like facets and other kinds of minus enemy fire res equipment. I don't know, could be a lot of fun. Um, yeah, yeah, I'm not even kidding. Like that could be a really sick character. And actually do triple healing auras with prayer, medi, and the cleansing. Yeah, yeah, no, I'm aware. I'm particularly aware because I think I came up with this concept a while ago. I'm just trying to remember when or where this happened. Um, I think it was my spears on. Yeah, because my spears on, I was trying to figure out like how to max damage with a like a 4-box party, right? Like, and I was like, huh, it'd be pretty cool if I had like a paladin with like a maxed out prayer, cleansing, meditation, um, or even just well, okay, fine, max out prayer and then a plague sword. And then Merc could use Insight. Like, I know it's not the same as going, like, triple aura on a Paladin, but that also frees up the opportunity for a Pally to, like, have double heal off of, well, that's not even double heal. That's just heal on cleansing. Anyway, basically a Pally with a shit ton of auras where you get to stack, like, Fanaticism, but also have some things like cleansing in the background. That was my idea, I guess. But yeah, the thought occurred to me that, yeah, triple prayer is pretty cool too. Anyway, sorry ZZ, but I think that's it. Fish, I don't know if you're still around. Pleasure. Nice to see you again. Hope you, well, have an excellent week. I don't know if you're planning to take part in the reset yourself. But yeah, that's pretty much where I'll leave off. I don't know when the, again, as always, I don't know when the next time I'll see you guys will be. The absolute latest that I'll see you guys will probably be next month on the Slash Diablo ladder reset. I should be there for that, if no other time prior. I should at least be able to get a stream or two up before that reset, though, so stay tuned for those. Yeah, but that's it for me. Hey, it was a fun chat. Thanks again for hanging out, ZZ. Yeah, it was a pleasure, and yeah, I hope I was able to get through all of your questions with some good, satisfactory answers. What else did I want to say? Alright, just to recap one last time for anybody who's watching this broadcast, just the things that the main points I want to get across in today's stream. I'm going to reiterate them one more time. I've just been busy lately, and today was the first day where I was actually free to stream, which by coincidence happens to be the day before the reset. The second thing was that I'm not taking part in the reset tomorrow because I kind of want to like fuck off for a change and just play at my own pace and do whatever I feel like doing and not have to worry about the pressure of streaming. And when it comes to Sunder Zone, or not Sunder Zones and Treasure Charms, Sunder Charms and Treasure Zones, or Terror Zones, I mean. Sunder Charms kind of break Blizz, otherwise they'd be pretty good, and their balancing on it is very questionable. And terror zones are really good for building, or for like build not diversity, but like giving builds more options as to where they can farm. But again, like my one concern is that it might make the grind to 99 too easy, but obviously that's just, I guess, my critique of it. Since I needed to walk into the stream with some kind of opinion on those topics, since that's what everyone and their mother in the D2R community, well, and D2 community are like talking about, right? So, anyways, guys, that's basically it for me. I've said everything I needed to. I think I am good to hop off. Thank you so much for hanging out. If there's anyone still left here, big shout out to you, ZZ. I think you're the last one left because Seth and Holm have already buzzed off for the night. I hope you have a lovely month. You said that your life's been weird lately. I really do hope that it's a good kind of weird, or that things kind of work out for you, in all seriousness. And yeah, if you do take part in tomorrow's reset, I hope you have fun with it, man. So take it easy, and same to everybody else. So having said all that, it's time for me to hop off. Have a great reset, everybody, if anyone's still around or listening to this VOD, and I'll see you guys on my next stream, which should hopefully come before the Slash Diablo ladder reset on, I think it's the 4th, but I'll have to double check that later. Anyway. Alright guys, that's it for me. I'm hopping off. I'm going to call it a night, and for once this is an excellent stopping point. So cheers to all of you. Appreciate you all hanging out. You've been great. Yeah, have a great reset everybody. This is D2D2, signing out.